Hi, it's Chris from Film Based Productions. I just thought we'd have a quick chat about what my thoughts are on the first look. What are some of the benefits? What are some of the drawbacks? So the main structural change at a wedding that can happen is when you actually do put in a first look. Your typical structure for a wedding would be having your preparations first, going into your ceremony, family portraits, then your wedding portraits, so your couple's portraits along with your wedding party. When you put in a first look, it changes the structure dramatically because you're going from your preparations, then to your first look, then to your couple's portraits, then the ceremony, and then family portraits, and then into reception. The benefits would be is you get to spend more time with all of your guests who have come from overseas or interstate, people you haven't seen for ages, and you just, you love them heaps and you just want to get to spend some time with them. So instead of going from your ceremony and then spending an hour and a half doing photos, you're going from your ceremony, family portraits, and then you've got all of that time to talk to guests during, and you get to actually enjoy some of the cocktail hour if you're having one before the reception. Some people might see it as a drawback as well, because instead of having that time after the ceremony to spend quality time together doing portraits, that can be really important to couples as well. So it just depends on your own personal preference. Some of the other benefits for a first look are, if you're an emotional person like me, then having a first look can help with the emotions and getting through your vows and the ceremony itself without getting too teary, I guess. Sometimes it doesn't help, but sometimes it does. So it just depends on you personally. If you've got children, it can help in terms of getting the photos done early, because kids get tired pretty quick. So if you're waiting until after the ceremony to try and get some portraits done with your kids, then that can be a bit of a problem depending on your kids. Obviously everyone's different. You know your kids better than anybody, so you make that decision yourself. But having that opportunity to get the photos done earlier on can be beneficial to a lot of people. The other benefit, of course, having a first look, when going back to the structure of things, is if you're having a later ceremony, or if you're getting married later on in the year, like during winter or late autumn, you can run out of light really quickly. So getting those photos done beforehand takes the stress out of having to rush out of the ceremony and try and get your portraits done before it gets too dark. One of the drawbacks for doing a first look might be that you're feeling a bit anxious still about the ceremony after your first look, and getting your photos done during that time may not produce the photos that you're hoping for, just because you're still thinking about the ceremony a fair bit and you're not able to get into the moment of actually getting your photos done. Whereas when you get your photos done after the ceremony, you're much more relaxed and you're ready to go for photos, and everything's done, the hard work's done, and you're feeling much better. Of course, the major con, or the major drawback with having the first look itself, is not having the first look down the aisle. So you're missing out on that first reaction that maybe you want to really capture. So your partner's walking down the aisle, you want to see their reaction when they see you for the first time. So having that moment captured, I guess in its traditional sense, is important to a lot of people. So yes, that can be a bit of a drawback as well, depending on your own point of view. So there you go, they're my thoughts on the first look, and I hope that this has helped you in some way.